but the first Sunday, people were rather outspoken. And if you would have noticed, there's a guy, a friend of mine named Drex. There's a video that's gone viral with him all speaking where the police actually put their hands on him and stopped him from speaking because they were saying that you're not allowed to discuss things that are public interests. And that's what's happening now. Barbados has become like China or North Korea or something. You can't discuss things which the government believes will be contrary to them. And at the end of it, you will see my fiance, Valerie, Suzette, Jean Marie. She was speaking at the end of that. Okay. She spoke about a situation. There she is. She spoke about a situation where she, her father's estate was in some turmoil because there's some alleged corruption involved. Okay. And as a result of that short speech, she has been remanded to prison.
Hold on a minute. So
Valerie was remanded yesterday
let's say that
to prison.
again. Because of that speech, she has been remanded to prison. So she's been locked up right now.
Yeah, because of that speech. A member of the judiciary has claimed that this is harassment, and Valerie has now been remanded by a magistrate at the court to prison because they're saying that she broke the stipulations of her bail. Now she's on bail because she made a comment on Facebook, okay, relative to the same situation. She made a comment on Facebook asking the questions about somebody had actually trespassed on her father's estate, sister friend. And because of that, both that person and friend will place Valerie in a precarious position and place her in charge for communication. Now it is that Valerie, because of that comment, she's been remanded. They've remanded her for 28 days. This is a lady, she's 4 foot 11 inches tall, has never been in anything with the law, period, before in her life until coming to Barbados. All because she just came back to bury her father and found that there was some level of something was wrong. There were anomalies, there was some corruption. She's found out since then that her father was buried with a false signature. She found out that there is no such will in England. These people have alleged that there was a will that came from England that was resealed. The Solicitors Association has said no will as such exists. And these people are still holding on to the house and land, even though the letters testamentary were recalled after fraud has been found to be involved. They're still trying to hold on to it. So what they're doing, they're getting her, they're persecuting her through the law, using their authority, to stop her from getting proper legal representation, using the authority to prosecute her, they place her in a cell for 3 nights. No, they're putting her in prison. So we're going all out to try to get her from in prison this week. We're not letting it stay more than 2 or 3 days. I'm going all out, even if it takes, I have to sell house and land, I'm gonna go all out. And if they're upset with her for doing that, then they're gonna have to be very upset with me, because I don't care about going to prison or anything like that. I will go to prison and come back out and do the same thing again and again and again. You understand me? What they've done to this lady is wrong, okay? They've stolen her father's estate, and now this cabal of corruption, as Joseph Ali called it, they're using their authority, and it's really prejudicial what's happened to her, because it's really prejudicial. She's expecting justice in the form she's in. And when this kind of mandate could be put in place for something like a speech, it's not even robbery, it's no violence, it's nothing to start for speech. You understand how Barbados has gotten. You can understand how Barbados has gotten, how we have fallen. All right.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a very peace-loving woman. All of my conversations with her, very peaceful, very loving person. And to see that because she said something, she should be put in prison right now. She is, trying to find answers about. I mean, it's very difficult when you believe that you've been treated unjustly, and she's
This,
not able to get
the thing about it,
any recourse from the law.
Mar,
So she took to
Mar,
Facebook
Mar,
to speak about it. Yes,
Marcia,
yes.
the thing about it is that she spoke to the Prime Minister in England, and the Prime Minister told her she did not get redress to come to her and she would help her. She took the advice of the Prime Minister, and this is what has happened to her. She took the Prime Minister's advice, went to the police, went and did what was necessary, and this is what has happened to her.
Wow. In this country, which is supposed to be, we should supposed to have freedom of speech, and we're supposed to be just and fair, because I mean, and so Winston, you are not saying it, but this is your fiance, and she is a director on the steering committee.
She's a co-founder of the steering committee.
She's a co-founder of the steering committee.
She's a co-founder of the steering committee, and she's the principal of the Barbados Independence Complaints Register, where people put all their complaints, no matter what it is, whether it's employment, whether they've been disadvantaged, whether they're disenfranchised, and just what she's dealing with, elderly fraud relative to what's happened to her dad. She deals with that, and she has the Citizen by Descent chapter of those English people who were looking to invest in Barbados, but after seeing the corruption, a lot of them have changed their minds. Look what's happened to her. Look what has happened to her. And she's a teacher,
and Valerie is a teacher as well.
A very top of the line teacher. She teaches children in England, in Africa. She's up 3 o'clock in the morning teaching children in Barbados. She offers free classes to Barbadian children here on Saturday mornings. All right. She is a teacher extraordinaire.
I know. I've seen her credentials.
She teaches music, math, English, philosophy, physics, chemistry, biology, and she's so good at her music that her son was reading music when he was 3 years old. He's now a record-winning producer in England, an award-winning producer. Okay, her son is Trey John Marie. You can Google it.
Yeah,
an award-winning. That's her son.
She is one of the co-founders of the steering committee, which was one of the groups that put together the walk that with all those people. She was on the road organizing, giving out. I remember seeing her there with the mask, and she was doing the sanitizing, very much involved. Right. And she is also taking complaints about the vaccine, people who have been hurt by the vaccine, and so on. So it's, I mean, for me, listening to all of this, I have to wonder, it begs a question, is this harassment because of what she is doing? Is this what is happening in Barbados at this moment? Is this harassment because of what Valerie is doing? Valerie Suzette, is this because Valerie Suzette is fighting against mandatory vaccination? Valerie Suzette is recording people's testimony, their complaints concerning the vaccine and the adverse effects on the vaccine. This is one of the only places in Barbados, the only person and organization in Barbados that has been, that I know of, recording adverse effects of the vaccine. People call me about it, and I know I can direct them to her. So it begs the question we're asking, does this have anything to do with the fact that she is against the mandatory vaccination, and she is recording all the effects of the adverse effects of the vaccine? And was on the same day that this young man who was just stalking, all he was doing was stalking. All that he was doing was talking, this gentleman. That's what he was doing. And he was taken away by the police. I would love to know if Winston can let me know who is the name of this gentleman and what has happened to him. Because I thought that we there was free speech. And so we would like to know what has happened to Valerie Suzette.